I'm trying to go back through the history of anime to try and figure out what my first anime was because oh boy, it was a doozy of a show.
Oh, like your first
Like,
anime knowing it was anime?
yes.
Okay.
I'm not going to count Naruto or Bleach because both of those were dubbed. So I'm talking like my first subbed anime
Wasn't it
that I
like SAO or
watched.
some shit?
No, it was this was all the way back in when I lived in Washington. So
Oh,
this was something that probably came out in
the late
fuck, I
90s?
yeah, early 2000s, I
Oh,
think. But like the really early 2000s, maybe even the late 90s because it had finished airing by the time I watched it. Because like I said, I watched it all online.
okay.
So it may have even been late 90s. And it wasn't like anything you've ever heard of. Like it wasn't Rurouni Kenshin or
It's just
like
some
anything
random ass
else.
shit you found.
It
You're
was
like,
just some random
yo,
ass shit that my friend recommended me. My girlfriend recommended it to me, and she was like, "Watch this." Which I use "girlfriend" sparingly in the like we were in middle school
oh
air
girl,
quotes
you
that.
knew and talked to.
Yeah, exactly. A girl that I spoke to. Um,
Because girls were
but
icky
she,
back then.
exactly. But she was like, "Watch this." Because I like it and I want to talk to somebody about it. And I was like, okay, I'll watch this shit. Fucking, it was a doozy. It was not good, as I remember.
What was it?
I want to find the fucking name of this thing first. I want to rewatch it. Is really what I want
Yeah.
to do because like I want to go back to it with like
Yeah.
all of the years of experience now and like watch it again and re-experience it. Because as I recall, it just
That sounds like the perfect candidate for
for
a
a retrospective,
retrospective.
it does. It probably is. Realistically, if I can find this thing,
All
I
right.
will hunt it down by the end of this. I'll be searching on and off
Oh,
during the episode to see if I can find it.
all right. Well, with that out of the way, welcome back to Anime Book Club. This is episode 62.
Well,
62.
what?
I'd
Back
actually,
to a cast.
yeah, still do a class because Alex's internet is completely fucked up. Tomorrow's
Yeah,
Memorial Day, so he's not gonna get it fixed tomorrow, like for sure.
no chance.
I wonder if he's even called them. I should really like, egg
Probably
him on
not.
to do that. Because last time I told him, he was like, "Oh yeah, I
Likely.
just tried like to remove some cables around." I told him like, "Dude, did you call him at least?" He was like, "No."
Talking to people, disgusting.
Well, no, Alex actually like talks to a lot of people. At least I think he does.
I think he does too.
Well, anyways, I actually don't know if I uploaded episode 61. I keep forgetting if I did or not.
Something came out this week.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna assume I did because I didn't upload anything else. I've already broken my goal of uploading on Fridays.
It was called like
Subversion. That's what it was.
Subversion. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what
Okay.
it
Cool.
was.
Yeah. This is episode 62. And we can get started with Dororo.
I'm Nick.
Yeah, and I'm Brandon. We keep forgetting that that's a thing we have to do, or
Yep.
we started. But anyways,
And we will continue to do it every year or every episode
hopefully.
religiously.
Well,
I mean, I'll remember.
Nick
I'll
will
shout my
remind me.
name
Nick will
out every
remind me.
time.
Yes, Nick will remind me because he just loves hearing his fucking name.
Absolutely, I do.
So Dororo. This week we have Dororo, which was First off, let's get this out of the way. We still haven't gotten back to the main like plot thing, like the main
Yeah,
conflict.
the main plot, like storyline.
Yeah, that's still not happening, even though we kind of.
Yeah,
I was hoping it would happen,
and
but
we
it didn't.
have 5 episodes left. I want to say.
So this is episode 19. I think there's 24 episodes, so yes, about 5 left. 5 or 4. Can't do math.
And he still is missing at least eyeballs.
Yes.
That he has to get back at some point.
I still think he's gonna watch his mom die, but I don't know anymore. Well, I want him to watch his mom die.
You want him to watch his mom die.
Because,
Wow.
okay, well, one, like, the first half of the show was, like, there were some darker moments that, like, really were, like, very poignant and, like, very hard-hitting. Like, this latter half has just kind of, like, not had that emotion behind it. I definitely feel like there hasn't been, like, enough emotion. This, I think, episode, like, was pretty funny. I liked this episode as its own standalone episode. In the context of like, everything else that's happening, I thought it was kind of stupid.
Yeah.
Like, by itself, like, they did some, like, really funny things with, like, the direction where, like, there's a couple, like, scenes that we didn't really see it before where it was very goofy, which I thought was okay. Like, it fit with, like, the whole tone of this little trickster demon, like, making people lie, like, all the time, which is kind of cute. But, like, I'm pretty sure, like, this is supposed to, like, taper us off from, like, what should have been, like, an epic battle moment, which also was kind of a letdown. So I think that's what it was supposed to do, but like I just kind of want him to get back to the whole thing where he has to murder his father, but that's not happening.
Yeah.
And that
I just want him to go back home to see his dying mom and his shitty brother and his fucked up dad. And...
I don't think his mom's dying now. I think she got better.
You think?
I think like she's just kind of hurt now. She's wounded, but like not dying.
Okay.
I think.
I still don't completely have faith that that his mom won't just fucking eat it at some point.
Just like fall over and say, "I'm dead now."
Yeah, pretty much.
God, that would be honestly that would be the lamest fucking way.
It would, and at the same point, like I could see it as like something like somebody does something truly evil, and like the last spirit of the goddess or the god leaves, and his mom is like, "What life force was keeping me alive is gone from the world." Bleh.
Bleh. I can now be a sacrifice. Bleh.
Exactly, and that's like the return of darkness to the world or something.
Well, technically, like for some of the people, it'd be the return of like everything good, and then for the other ones, it'd be like all the fucking shit comes back.
Yeah.
You got the crab, you got the sharks, you got that anteater thing. Not anteater, sorry, the ant thing. I don't know what to call it. The thing that like dug the hole and took out Yakumaru's legs.
Oh yeah,
whatever that thing's called.
Sand crawler.
Yeah,
that Pokemon thing.
Yeah. The Diglett, this bug Diglett.
Yeah. Isn't there a Pokemon that looks exactly like that thing?
I don't think so. There's a Durant, but that's a steel bug. I don't think it looks like that because I'm pretty sure you're thinking of a yellow Pokemon.
I'm thinking of something from like Ruby and Sapphire, I think.
Oh, Trapinch.
Yeah, Trapinch.
Yeah, whatever the fuck Trapinch is.
Exactly.
Because yeah, they like hide in little holes in the sand and like make people like fall into the pit.
Yeah.
I fucking love.
And they also had like that fucked up. I mean, it didn't have like the whatever the fuck that like face thing was that the bug thing had in Doro.
Oh, the mandibles.
Yeah, it didn't have the mandibles that the bug in Doro had, but Trapinch has like a it has like a serrated looking jaw kind of.
Yeah. I love Trapinch. Trapinch was like one of my favorite Pokemon. Flygon was an absolute baller. I hated that he wasn't a pseudo legendary.
Oh, Flygon.
Flygon was awesome.
Flygon was really good.
Except for when you get to the Ice Elite Four and she just one-shots him. Because, he's 4 times weak to fucking ice. God. Yeah, 4 times weak to ice.
That was, like, the first game, because I never really, like, understood anything in, like, OG Pokemon. Like, Ruby and Sapphire was the first time I ever conceptually understood, like, oh, my Pokemon are weak to things. Like, I'm getting fucked up by some specific types of Pokemon. Interesting.
So here's the thing, like, I like the design of Pokemon where your Pokemon gets hit by something that's super effective. It not only just says super effective, because sometimes, like, if you're a kid, you don't, like, understand what that means. Because you're a kid, you probably don't know some words yet. But, like, the sound, right? Like,
yeah.
the harsher sound, that's a good way to, like, connotate, like, how that it's bad, and that you don't want that to be happening.
It has, like, an added animation of, like, normally you get hit, and, like, it just, like, kind of moves.
Yeah.
There's like a wiggle to it.
Mm-hmm.
So there's like a full animation that goes along with it too. So like even if you can't hear the sound, you can visually see like, okay, something
something different happened.
Different has happened. Yeah.
Really cool. It's a fun way to do it. But we're not a game design podcast, so like fuck that shit. Back to Dororo.
Back to Dororo.
The synopsis of this episode is Dororo and Hyakkimaru go to this one village where they're trying to find a legendary blacksmith. As they're talking to people, the people keep saying, "Oh yeah, that blacksmith is absolute garbage." So Dororo tries to figure out if he's lying or not. And he uses one of the little, I guess, woodcutters, and he finds that it's a really good woodcutter. So he's like thinks that's a little odd. So they head on over to the blacksmith, created by his daughter, and they go through the process of trying to get fix up their shorts that had broken in the last episode because they're all like fucked up now. And in this episode, I believe Hyakkimaru and Doro get cursed so that they have to lie. Basically, they can never say what they want. They're always lying, and that causes friction between Hyakkimaru and Doro until they finally realize, we're only lying. So we understand that now, and we know that demon causes, so we have to go fucking hit the demon, and that's the basic synopsis of the episode. There's some shit about the girl misunderstanding Hyakkimaru, Um, like Hyakumaru's like doing this thing where he like rubs people's faces because he feels now.
Yeah, he learned
Yeah.
the face rub technique and has
Yeah.
decided to employ it with literally everybody in
Like
existence.
a horse, which is a really cute scene, I thought.
Which transitioned into a really weird scene in which you get the profile of the horse. Its mouth is still just awkwardly open in the background.
Well, because it's smiling. It's doing that weird smile. It's so weird.
It was so weird.
But he does that. He tries to do that to one of the guys they talk to. Because you see him in the background, which I thought was kind of a funny scene. And then
you see him very slowly, like, going in for it.
Yeah. And then he does that to the daughter of the blacksmith, who, like, is flustered and decides that Hyakumaru is not going to be her husband.
Yes.
And Hyakumaru, who can only lie now, says, "That's okay with me."
This is exactly what I want. Yes.
But the whole episode, like, it's a very lighthearted episode. There's nothing like, there's no gravitas in it. It's all just very like goofy. You get like a lot of weird sound effects. You get like the clown masks that Doro and Hyakumaru use for a little bit. You just put it on to goof off. And definitely a lot more jokes in this episode than like past ones.
Yeah.
And even then, like the final demon fight is just the blacksmith hitting the demon with a club.
Yeah.
Like there's no
and
fight.
Then he gets ducked back into a statue.
He just knocks him back, puts him next to a statue. They're like, "Cool, this is done now," and that's it. And
there are no parts earned back for this fight.
No, because he's just some random ass demon who like sits on top of a shrine.
Yeah.
You get some like cute moments with Hyakumaru interacting with like that one girl who's like super like into him. And then like immediately once she finds out that they're not gonna get married, she just marries some other dude.
Yeah.
She's like, "Cool, that's okay with me." I kind of want the other dude.
Time, like it's kind of like on par
with,
or like on brand for medieval anywhere.
I guess so,
of
yeah.
like, you're a woman, marry me, and your only option is yes.
Basically, yeah.
Like, she can't really say no at this point to this guy. Like, it doesn't matter that, they haven't spoken and this guy has been, like, lying his ass off because of the demon and has only said, like, "I hate you, you're ugly."
Yeah. So that was actually a fun way to, like, foreshadow what was happening. Because we get the thing with, like, the knife where the guy's like, "Oh, yeah, that blacksmith's absolute garbage. Like, that knife is worthless." Despite the fact that woodcutter is really fucking good. And then he, like, one of the other things he says is that, "Oh, yeah, the blacksmith's daughter is fucking ugly. I hate her." And then when, like, it shows up, she, like, looks not ugly.
Yeah. Not as ugly as you were led to believe, at least. And then, like, it gets really obvious when Doro first leaves and, like, the other girl shows up and she's like, "Oh, I hate the fact that you're getting married. I'm going to make you a horrible dress. You're going to look disgusting in it."
Yeah, that's
when
you're
like, "Oh, obvious. I get it. They're all lying all the time."
Yeah.
And the guy shows up and he says, like, "I'm so happy you're getting married. You'll make a lovely, like, I'm so happy for you that you're going to be, like, in this marriage and whatever." And, like, you kind of get that feeling of, like, "Oh, I get it. He's actually into this girl."
Well, one of the funnier things is he says, "Oh, he's so honest."
I mean, to be fair, if you were that girl and, like, you didn't understand what was going on, that's probably, like, after that guy lies to your face for, like, probably upwards of a year, that's probably how you feel at the very end of it. It's like, "Oh, he's finally telling something honest. Interesting."
Which I think the reason, like, they weren't affected is because they have the masks. I think that was the explanation.
At the very least, it was implied that it had something to do with the masks.
Yeah, and the blowing spirit, the ember blowing spirit. But once again, this episode, it's a funny standalone episode. I really liked it. I didn't like it in the context of the rest of the show, though.
Yeah,
I was really hoping it would, start to like build up this final conflict between Tohomaru and the dad versus Hyakumaru and Doro just off to the side, who's just gonna run around and throw rocks all day.
And in terms of like what it brought to the table in advancing the main plot line, all it really brought was, well, he gets his swords back. His swords are fixed.
Yeah, that's it.
And they've been purified, whatever that means.
Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna come into play, but like that's all.
I kind of hope it doesn't, to be honest.
Okay.
Like if just because the swords got reforged, Hyakumaru's soul is like purified now, I'm gonna be kind of irritated. Because it won't feel earned. Like, Hyakumaru hasn't repented for being, like going crazy at times.
Yeah.
It's like, it doesn't feel earned for him to be like, "Oh, okay, now everything's better. Like, you're not crazy anymore, and you won't go crazy seeing that guy who murdered your girlfriend."
Is he dead already? Or did he run away the second time?
I think he ran away the second time.
Oh right, he shit himself.
Yeah.
What a
Because
fucking
dude
weirdo.
had no arms? I forget what body part he's missing.
He was missing an arm.
Okay. So yeah, dude is like a backline, and I think he ran away last time.
Yeah. So that was Dororo for this week. I would say that the first half of the show was a lot better than the latter half.
Yeah. Unless it goes crazy in the back half with some like really cool developments in the last 5, I think it'll be safe to say the first half was really good and the second half was kind of lackluster.
Even though like throughout the show, like it still looks okay. Like
yeah,
it's still a nice looking show.
It's still good enough. It's just not holding up to itself.
Exactly.
That's not necessarily a bad thing. Like it doesn't make it a bad show. It's just
it's still okay. Like it's still a solid show. It's just that the first half was awesome.
Right.
And the latter half is okay.
Exactly. And like knowing what it was, you feel like it should be better now than where it is actually.
So let's move on to Sarazanmai. We can't do this whole Sara thing because we're missing our third partner.
We're missing a third person. It would be appropriate if we could do it though, because they went back to it.
They did it. Yep. They did that and the song, which I knew they would do it. I told you, Nick.
You did. I didn't want to believe last week, but you were right. I
think you believed me. You didn't want it to be true.
Right.
Which that was the same thing for me. Which like I did definitely skip the police part, but like I did rewatch the whole thing with the Kappas, because for a reason I was like, I kind of want to watch this again. So that part was okay for me.
Okay.
But at least for for the larger part of the first half of the episode, it was all like just new stuff. Where the group, like after Kazuki like stops being, so angsty about everything, like he finally kind of goes back to being his former self. He's like, happy again. They all said that they want to all play soccer together. But when they go to the little soccer like hangout under the bridge, they find that it's like trash. So like, they get all peppy and like decide to go ahead and fix it all.
Yeah.
After they fix it all, they say good day, go back.
They get their hashtag trash tag on.
Yep.
Fix it all up, clean up the wall. And they go home.
All that jazz. They come back the next day, it's still fucking trashed.
Yeah.
So to go fix that again. And in between these parts, we also got the some backstory to the whole cop stuff, where I believe Rayo, I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be Leo.
It probably is.
Is it racist if I say it's supposed to be Leo, but they can't pronounce it correctly?
Because
like they do like flip their L's and R's. That is a thing that happens. Do. But I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be Leo. Leo and Mabu. Leo for sure is still alive. Mabu, dead as dicks. He's like some replicant type motherfucker.
Absolutely.
And the first scene is actually them eating some food.
He has a mechanical heart, but not in the way of like, it's just a heart that pumps the blood around his chest, despite the fact that his normal heart is fucked up.
It is both literally and metaphorically a mechanical heart.
He's a robot person, basically.
Yes. It's underscored by the fact that when he's eating his quote unquote favorite food, he looks unhappy, and Leo like knows this and is also made unhappy by this, and he doesn't want to accept him as the Mabu he knows.
Well, I kind of saw it as like Mabu now basically does things because old Mabu used to do these things, but the new robot Mabu doesn't really like understand or like the same things that he used to like when he was a real human being. It's like his favorite food may not still be his favorite food.
Okay,
but he eats it anyways.
That's a good way to think about it. Yeah, so that Mabu's like now a different person. Or he thinks he's the same person. He's a different
person who's trying to be the same person. Yes. Exactly.
Okay. All right, that makes sense. But like, I don't think they're both human. I don't think they're actual humans. They're like some weird.
You don't think either of them are? Well, okay, that's probably true.
Yeah, because they come from like a different world thing.
Yeah.
I think they're Kappas.
Really?
I think they might be Kappas.
I don't think they are.
I don't think they're otters.
They're definitely not otters. Because the otters have all had that weird like black, like full black body with the red outline.
I think we've only seen one otter though.
The Doctor Otter?
Yeah, the Doctor Otter. The Doctor. Oh wait, that doesn't work. I was trying to find a way to.
I thought you were gonna go with daughter, and I was like, please don't.
Daughter kind of works too, but like you need at least the doc.
Uh-huh.
But like, if you get to the last part of Otter, that's just still Doctor.
Exactly.
Maybe that's the reason they use an Otter.
Maybe.
But anyways, yeah. The Otter, very like creepy looking motherfucker. He's very
We can call him
handsy.
Doc Ott.
Doc Ock, yeah, Doc Ock is very handsy.
Oh god, he's so awkwardly handsy.
Yep.
And like, it's not like the regular handsy of like he's touching you with like regular hands. It's like his hands are chubby, and it's like it's especially weird to watch.
Yeah.
Like, it's not the comforting kind of chubby where you get like the nice poof sound when it like taps somebody. It's like the awkward kind of chubby where it's like, look at all of my flesh as it rubs against your flesh.
It's a mouth breather.
Exactly. It's weird.
So after that all happens, the item for today is ball. So their soccer ball gets stolen, and they have to go fight the Kappa zombie.
Mm-hmm.
Right before this happens, though, our main Kappa, the Master Kappa, whatever his fucking name is like going out with that one girl, kind of.
Kind of?
Like, she's just kind of hugging him, so...
Yeah.
She's doing some... She's a Kappa, too. We've seen, like, her transform into a Kappa and, like, move around and
she's
shit.
a Kappa.
So I guess that makes sense.
And but, not one of, like, the boy Kappas, where
like,
she's
not
one of the
white
things.
Kappas.
Yeah. She's one of the OG Kappas from the other world.
Yeah, so, like, they were doing shit with together, and he's very happy now that he has a girlfriend, apparently, I guess. And then he, like, and then once they all meet up, you know, the whole thing with them turning into Kappa starts again. And we get the same little, you know, sequence where they fight.
Well, they're also at the soccer thing. We also get the scene with Choi where he gets called up by, or Toy, where he gets called up by his brother. And apparently his brother is like, his gang warfare shit has gone wrong.
Oh.
And so
okay, yes,
he's now like on the run from the cops. And so he's going to pick up Toy and they're going to make a run for it somewhere.
That was my bad. I thought that happened at the end. Yes, that does happen, because that's important, because that underscores another issue that comes into play later on, where Enta is feigning being very happy about like wanting to help Toy, because Kazuki's all about it. Like, he wants to help Toy 100%.
Yeah,
because he no longer wants.
And specifically, they offer the 4 or the other plates of hope that they've collected.
Because
they're one away from a wish.
Yeah, because he doesn't want it anymore, because his wish basically already came true. He's like already reconciled with his brother, so like he doesn't really need it. Or he still might want it to, like, you know, have his brother walk again. I should have laughed about
fuck
that.
We can get there later.
Yeah. At least they're happy is the main part.
Yeah.
So yeah, Enta like gets jealous about this, which we find out later.
We find out later. Actually, at the time, Enta says that his wish was to make Kazuki's wish come true, and since Kazuki is happy, he's happy.
Yes, and Kazuki's wish is now to have Toy's wish come true. So, you know, there's this whole little, the law of, it's not distribution, the transfer of property.
Yes,
it is a transfer of property. So we get that going on, and then we get the sequence. After that whole sequence is over, we get the new, you know, the leak information thing where we find out like some flashbacks, and it's Enta's flashback where we find out that he's the one that's been trashing the soccer the little soccer area. He did something with like the Kappa fruit tree or whatever. I don't really care about that. And like the biggest thing is that he's super jealous about Toy being helped by Kazuki, and that's where the episode ends, where he's, you know, showing his discomfort.
And to also apparently ganked all of the plates of hope. There's none left.
Yeah, he
stole all the plates of hope. And his reasoning was he's upset that Kazuki is only doing things for Toy, and he wants Kazuki to do things for him instead.
Yes, because he still likes him. So I guess like this next arc is going to be about Enta and like, I assume rejection. I don't know. They might get together. I don't know. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that he's gonna get rejected.
I think he is too. I'd be shook if they got together.
Who knows?
Who knows?
I'm pretty sure. From what we've seen of Kazuki, I don't think he's really interested in going out with his friend.
Yeah. I really don't think he wants to. I mean, we don't know what Kazuki's into, so he might, but we haven't seen like anything that suggests that he would be down for this.
Yeah. And then after that, it might be Toy, or maybe both of them at the same time. Who knows? And then we get that nice little ending again, which I fucking love that ending. Looks so
wonderful
pretty.
Ending.
This show's so fucking crazy. I fucking love it.
It is.
Yeah.
We also get a nice little lovely scene. It's not relevant to the synopsis of the episode, but we do get a nice little lovely scene with Kazuki's home life where we see that like it's better now.
Everyone's happy. Everyone's happy again.
Yeah. So it is actually like at least one thing got fixed.
Yeah, at least something works now. So that's the thing. He's been too happy, so I feel like something's gonna get fucked up again. Like he's just too happy. But maybe like that's not supposed to be what we're thinking of now. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure Enta's thing is now the next thing to like that we're gonna have to deal with.
Probably.
But like I don't know, just his happiness like it seemed weird to me.
Although Enta's thing is less pressing than Toy's thing. It feels like because Toy's thing is like we gotta leave the country now. Or
yeah, Toy's thing is my brother's gonna die. I gotta fucking bail.
Yeah. So it feels like you got to deal with that first, but we're probably gonna deal with Enta's thing first.
I don't know if Enta's thing is gonna be an arc. I think it's gonna be resolved next episode.
I mean, you're probably right. It's probably not gonna be like a full arc.
Because as we're working with Toy stuff, I feel like Kazuki's thing was the only thing that was an arc. Because
probably.
I would say that his Kazuki's thing spanned more like the first half of the show.
Yeah.
We only get like bits and pieces of Toy and Enta stuff, because the majority of it was still Kazuki.
Yeah.
And
then the second half is probably going to be
a mixture of Toy and Enta, I think. Oh, right.
Yeah, the Toy and Enta, and then underscored by the Kappa thing.
Yeah, whatever is going on.
As we, figure out what the fuck is the darkness.
The darkness. Oh, so here's another thing. I don't think we're gonna meet that mom again.
The mom.
Yeah, Kazuki's biological mom. Yeah. Do you think we'll meet her again?
Her biological mom? So the fact that we didn't see her face means that we're either never going to see her again, or she's going to be like the leader of the Otters.
I think that's too much of a stretch, though. If I were a guessing man, I'd go with the former. That we're just never gonna see her again.
Yeah, but like in the laws of anime, if you ever get like a biological parent and you don't get to see their face, they're always like the main bad guy or something.
Yeah.
They always become central to the plot at the most inconvenient point.
Oh well, yeah, that's true. That's true. That is a possible trope they might use. Got me with that one.
Just to make sure, what's his name?
Haruka? Yeah,
Haruka. Didn't Haruka also see Kazuki's biological mom?
Yeah, like Haruka like yells at her like to tell him to go away because he doesn't want her to like to break up their family, and then the mom says I don't want to, like I just wanted to see him, and then he gives him the little sachet.
Okay.
To give to his brother.
Yeah.
So like
just for a second there, I was thinking maybe it was going to end up being the idol girl, but if they saw the biological mom's face, there's no way it's the idol girl.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just don't think we're gonna see her again. Or I'm leaning towards we're not gonna see her again now.
I think you're probably right. She might in some really weird context.
Maybe it's just
at the very end, but it's probably we're never gonna see her again.
Which is a shame. She was fucking hot.
She was all right. We only got like 2 scenes with her, so I can't say conclusively whether or not she was banging, but she was pretty good.
That was enough for me. She's got dark hair, has emotional problems, we think.
Perfect. Probably. May or may not have had her kids taken from her, which means she's
we have
a
no
single mom
clue.
without any kids. I'm all about it.
We have no clue what the fuck like all that was.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, and I don't think it matters.
Not going to explain that.
Yeah, I don't think it matters at this point.
Probably. Realistically, it probably was like here, this is my kid, take care of it for me. Peace.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know the father. Here, actually, I think that would be the most, like... If I were, like, to guess through it or what we're supposed to infer, I would think that she gets knocked up, doesn't know who the dad is, can't take care of the kid, and so gives it to her brother, who, like, is married at this point. And that's why the grandfather says, oh yeah, your mother? Total fucking floozy.
Yeah, she was a sloppy whore.
So that's what I think. Okay, at this point, that's my headcanon. Like, that's what I'm gonna go with.
Okay.
Because, like, I feel like that makes the most sense, like, given what we've seen so far. And given that I don't think we can actually get a 100% like explanation of what happened with all that. And once again, it might not even matter.
Oh, it probably doesn't.
Yeah.
I'm almost certain they're never going to actually explain it.
Yeah, because at this point, like, the whole thing's resolved. For basically the most part.
I mean, unless the mom comes back at the very end and like...
I'm taking you away.
You know, yeah, like, I want to be a family again out of nowhere, despite saying that I didn't. Like, unless something like that happens, it does not matter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that definitely be a thing. Like, if we'd seen like her being upset, she was upset that he didn't get to see her. But if we did see her, like, say, like to tell Haruka, like, oh, he is my kid, so I kind of want to see him some more or some shit, like something that foreshadows that she does want him to come back. Then maybe that would have been a thing. But like, yeah, she does say, I want to see him once.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna take him away from you and all that other crap. So, you know. Oh well.
But I like my child from a distance. He's really cool when I get to see him for like 5 minutes once a year.
Exactly. Yeah, Stars on My. Once again, this is a good-looking show. I think it has a pretty nice soundtrack. I like some of the songs in it. Character designs are pretty nice. Fucking Enta's sister is a cutie.
Yeah.
She does like a bunch of random shit. Too bad we only saw her for like 2 episodes. She's only been. We've seen her 3 times, I think, and that's it. She was in the fish episodes, the Kisu Fish, in the first episode. And then makes cameos for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that she's in the fucking opening and does a little fucking pose. I wish she was there more. Oh well. Yeah, we didn't even see the model.
Maybe she'll show up with the Enta stuff.
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah, you're right. Well, we'll see what happens. Yeah, what a crazy show. So far, I think it's a great show about, growing up.
Yeah, I like it still.
There's like 5 episodes left, so once again, like, if it continues with the way it's going, the major gripe I'll have is, with the sequences being repeated over and over again, which they're not different enough where, like, I like that, they're kind of messing with it, because they're all really just the same. Like, if you watched one, you've watched all of them, which is kind of unfortunate.
Which, to be fair, we did kind of have an idea that was going to happen going into it, because apparently that's, like, this director's thing.
Yeah,
it's just repeating the same sign.
But
I feel like, at least I chose to blindly have faith that he'd decide for this one show to not do that for some reason.
But yeah, a great coming of age story so far. I don't really see it. I don't really see it shitting the bed soon.
Oh, no way.
I think it'll
unless its ending seriously falls flat somehow. I think it'll finish strong.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah, seriously. Oh, but really though.
Yeah.
But yeah, for Stars on My, through how many episodes does that have left? Is it
I think
12 or 13?
I think 12.
Okay.
I can look this up.
Yeah.
Chart.net.
I mean, even with the repeated scenes that like I'm not a huge fan of, the characters themselves are delightful, and I think that's the reason why it makes the repetitive scenes like acceptable. And like even the fight one that they repeat isn't that bad. It's really the cop one, and it's only because it's so goddamn long.
Oh my god, it's so fucking long. Cause see, for like the Kappa one, the fight, there's like a couple parts where they just cut parts out, so like it goes off a little quicker. For the cop part, like it is a whole music sequence that you have to see.
It's a 1.5 minute music sequence.
By the way, it's 11 episodes, so we have 8, 9, 10, 11, so 4 episodes left.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So they have 4 episodes to finish Enta and Toy, probably, and get everybody into like a solid emotional state.
I think Enta Toy is going to be the next 2 episodes, and then we're going to have the Kappa things for the last 2.
You're probably right.
That's my guess. Alright. I'm okay with that.
I hope that we get more development with the cops. The fucking cops getting like character development all of a sudden was shocking, and I like it.
I think they are. The Kappa thing, I think, is related to what they're doing.
It's very interesting because like usually, while the villains in shows can be interesting people, they don't have like a lot of like character story to them in the same way of like emotional struggle among themselves. So it's interesting to watch of like them struggle with each other as villains. Like usually the emotional struggle of a villain is like something horrible happened to me and I became a villain.
Yeah.
This is like we were already villains and now we're like conflicted between ourselves.
I don't know if we know that. I don't know if they were villains already. Because
you think they got saved and then turned into villains to like the audit when the Doc Ock picked them both up, that was when they became villains?
Yes. I don't think they're doing this because they at some point, I think Leo wants the dishes of hope to like bring back his old Mabu. Is what I think he wants. So he's resorting to this, even though like he may have been like he may have been a Kappa before.
Okay.
But like he doesn't necessarily like believe in what the otters are doing. That's my reasoning right now.
All right.
We'll see if that's true or not in these in the coming episodes. But another little shout out. I like the design for this zombie, Kappa zombie, where he's got the ball gag and his hands are the feet and they're on his head. Yeah. It's really funny because he wants to be a ball and get kicked in the dick by his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Which, like, once again, like this is one of the things where like it's just two people like having their own little shit like in private life. Like, let him fucking do what he wants, guy.
Yeah, seriously. I feel like half of the Kappa zombies have just been like kink shaming people.
Yeah, like if he wants to get kicked in the dick by his girlfriend wearing heels, like let a man do it. Like, yeah, that's his thing. I also like how they animated the penis getting kicked in the dick in the fucking like leather Speedo.
Oh god, I did not like how they animated that. There was way too much attention to detail, I think.
It reminded me of the punch in One Punch Man where Supersonic gets punched in the dick.
Oh yeah, you see the bulge like move up.
Yeah, so that's all. Fucking great.
It is delightful.
So now we have to talk about Demon Slayer, which has continued to be fucking awesome.
It has.
This episode, to start off, we get a direct continuation of what's happening at the end of the last episode, where Muzan makes a passerby a demon, who then attacks his girlfriend, wife person. So then Tanjiro goes ahead and starts to fight that new demon by like trying to restrain him. He doesn't want to kill him because he's in the middle of everyone, and I don't think they would understand what's going on. And he keeps telling the police officers like that he needs to do this because to keep everyone safe. During this time, Muzan and his wife and his daughter just run away. Tanjiro is saved by this woman who like scratches her arm and uses like her blood to like use some aroma shit to like hide their cover or something. I don't fucking know how it worked.
Yeah, it was like hallucinations. Yeah, the smell of her blood induced everybody into hallucinations. Oh,
that does make sense. That would explain why people were able to see the patterns. I thought the patterns were just like a visualization of her power, but I think everyone actually just saw that because they were tripping balls.
Yeah, they were all just tripping balls.
That makes sense. And she's surprised. She's a demon too, which she says to Tanjiro, but she's surprised that Tanjiro's still treating the new demon as a person, like as a person who's a victim.
Yeah.
So that starts off that whole thing, which we kind of save off a little bit, and then we cut back to Muzan, who is who lets his daughter and wife go in a little car and go back home, I assume, while he has something to do business related. Which, by the way, that car, I think this is like the 1920s, late 1910s, 1920s.
Maybe.
Because for sure it's not late 1800s. I'm pretty sure it's early 1920s now. I think we can say that for sure.
Maybe.
Right? Because I feel like that was a 1920s car, maybe 1930s? For sure not 1940s.
It was like hard top and full doors and everything, so...
Oh, yeah.
Maybe you're right. Maybe it was like 1920, 10s, 1920s, 1930s even.
Well, 1910s, I don't think they had the tops yet. Or very few did. Well, we're also going off, but we're assuming that the author, like, knew what car was, should have been in the right era, so...
We're reading really far into the design of this car, but...
Anyways, yeah.
I think you're right.
It's early 1900s. We know that for sure.
When was Prohibition? It was a real gangsta-type car.
1920s Prohibition. Late 1920s.
Yeah, 1920s, 1930s. So, yeah, it's probably 1920s. Mm-hmm. It was a very gangster-type car.
Which fits, because Muzan is an absolute fucking gangster.
Yeah.
He walks into this alley with, like, a bunch of drunkards.
Because he almost certainly did not have business. He had business to take care of.
Here's one thing. He says he has somewhere to go, but he goes into an alleyway, and I assume he's walking somewhere. You know, after his whole thing with the drunkards, he just stops doing what he was supposed to be doing, I think.
Maybe.
Oh, well,
I mean, maybe he was actually going somewhere else. He just beat the shit out of some nerds along the way.
Yeah, it's true that we probably didn't see, like, what else he was doing. This was just a thing he had to want to finish.
He chose to do. Yeah.
So real quick, this fight scene shows off just how it doesn't really show how powerful he is, because they're just humans, so you know, they're fucking weak.
Yeah.
But it shows off how menacing and like evil, I would say. Like, right? I would say it just shows off how evil he can.
Oh yeah. How like unremorsefully vicious he is.
Like he just backhands the motherfucker and just makes his head like fly into brick walls and just explodes.
Yeah.
And then he just kicks a motherfucker. He kicks like a fat ass motherfucker up in the air and just drops him.
Yeah.
And
like
then,
he pretty much kicks his guts into a fine mist.
Yeah. This is caused by the fact that he was called sickly and pale.
And pale, yeah.
We have another character who like has just a thing that he doesn't like you to be called.
Yeah. He gets triggered by being sickly.
Yeah.
Which means, of course, that he got turned into a demon because he was sick as fuck.
Yeah, probably. And that's just like a thing that I feel like happens with a lot of villains where like they'll get triggered by something, like a word.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
It's definitely a trope. But we also get a little scene where we see a guy with like a reddish hair with a red sword, and he's like upset about it. Like he knows who this person is, and he's seen it. He's seen those eyes and the hair in Tanjiro.
And the earrings. He also had the earrings.
Fun fact: it's probably Tanjiro's dad.
I
think it's
well, we don't know because of how old they all are.
This is true. This is very true. I'm sorry.
When Tanjiro meets up with the medicine lady again, skipping the whole udon thing,
she's 200 years old.
She's 200 years old. At least 200 years old. She's been trying to turn other people into demons for 200 years, and before she could do that, she apparently had to break his curse, whatever that is.
Yeah.
So, like, she is older than 200. We don't know how much older than 200. And Muzen was the one who turned her into a demon, so he is over 200 years old.
This is very true. So then I would like to revise my statement. He is a descendant of whoever, like, turned, whatever he did to Muzen. He's a descendant of that person.
Whoever that person is a ancestor of Tanjiro, no doubt.
Yeah. I also thought his dad originally, because, like, we have a couple scenes with his dad in the ending, and they look very similar, at least hair-wise, because we never see the face. And we don't.
Did we see his dad in the first episode when his family got murked?
No, his dad is dead already.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, his dad has been dead for a while, I believe.
Okay, that makes sense.
That's why no one was. Yeah.
Because I feel like we didn't. I forgot that his dad was dead. I feel like it was all just younger brother and then a whole bunch of girls.
Mm-hmm. Oh right, he did have a lot of sisters. Well,
he had he had like two sisters on top of Nezuko and like a mom and an aunt.
Well, a baby. Did he have an aunt?
I feel like there was at least one more female adult for some reason.
No, I think you're thinking of Nezuko, because Nezuko was the next oldest. Because it was the mom, I'm pretty sure. Tanjiro was the oldest, then Nezuko came.
Okay, maybe you're right. Maybe there wasn't like an aunt. Younger.
Maybe right. I think you're thinking of Nezuko, because she did have like her hair like kind of slicked back, like a lot of the older women in this show do. Like Muzan's wife kind of has like the very like, I think she had a bund of hair. Same thing with the demon we met, also had that type of hair. I believe so. I'm not like remembering it correctly. I believe I don't know.
I'm willing to trust you.
Yeah. So back to Muzan. The way he kills the last drunkard, this girl, is he injects her with his blood, and she just turns into like some Cronenberg like ball of tumorous flesh.
Yeah.
So this shows us that like people get turned into demons because he gives people blood. But some people don't survive.
Yeah.
And
well, it has something to do with the quantity.
That same thing, yeah, that as well with the quantity.
Because he as he was injecting her with the blood, he said, like, I'm going to flood you with so much blood that the transformation will go so quickly that your cells will just burst instead.
Okay.
So it has something to do with, like, how much blood, which we also heard in the last episode, that how much blood you get also determines how strong of a demon you are.
Yeah, how strong of a demon you can be.
How strong of a demon you can be, yeah.
Very true.
So there's apparently some sort of, like, you know, balance between make you super powerful and actually end up killing you.
Mm-hmm. And then we meet the underlings, the ball girl, and then the Reddit demon who has upvotes for eyes.
Yeah, finger eyes.
Yeah, he's a little pale man from Pan's Labyrinth.
He is.
We see them, and then he tells them, go fight that fucking kid who has those earrings, those Hanafuda earrings.
Yeah.
So they go off and do that, and then we finally cut back to Tanjiro talking with the lady demon. After once again skipping the whole udon thing, which is a little joke, where you just see a couple of cute things where Tanjiro's going on about how his sister's beautiful and not a what was it, like, ugly or ugly or an eyesore.
An eyesore, yeah, that's what it was.
Doesn't call her an eyesore. And we also find out that the other kid, we meet two demons. We meet this other younger boy demon and then the lady demon. Boy demon, totally an totally an M when it comes to lady demon. He's all about her yelling at him.
Yeah.
But yeah, we get the whole backstory with her, where she she's able to actually now create demons of her own, but she does so to help humans who are terminally ill or very wounded to survive, and then she keeps them alive through blood transfusions, as opposed to having to eat people.
Yep.
And this is where you get a new quest that Tanjiro should be on, which is find a lot of strong demons, get their blood, and have her analyze them so you can find a cure for demonism, as well as having her, examine Nezuko, who's off in the corner doing some super cute shit.
Yeah.
And then, sorry, go ahead.
Fuck, what was I gonna say? Because apparently while Nezuko was asleep for 2 years, she has mutated in some way, which we'll use mutation with air quotes because they haven't explained what exactly happened. But apparently, like, in the growth of a demon, if they don't go, if they go a really long time without eating people, they're supposed to go berserk. But Nezuko is obviously still completely fine. So something is different with her.
Yes.
Despite the fact that I'm pretty sure it's implied, if not directly said outright, that Muzan was the one who turned her.
Yes, Muzan turned her. But I also thought it was just said that the reason she doesn't want to eat people and didn't go berserk is because she was just sleeping. So she saved her energy that way.
Yeah. But they also say no other demon has ever or can ever do that.
Okay. So just
if anybody else went a long time without eating people, they would just go berserk and just blindly eat somebody.
Okay, so the whole sleeping thing is very specifically to Nezuko. It's specific to her. Okay.
It's a Nezuko somehow evolved this coping mechanism for her hunger, where she sleeps instead.
Okay. Yeah, I'll believe that. Why not? That makes sense to me.
Yeah, I mean, it makes as much sense as anything else with the demonism, realistically.
Because there's no science behind it, so fuck it.
Yeah, seriously.
As long as they don't try to add science to it, I'll be fine. I feel like one of those things. This thing is if they try to over-explain it, they would just lose me and be like, I don't really give a shit.
Yeah.
Just tell me
I really don't think with the classic shonen tropes that the show has. Really don't think they're gonna get super sciencey with it.
They'd be like, she changed somehow.
Yep.
Okay, good enough for me.
She's just different, I guess. That's probably gonna be their explanation.
Fuck it, I'll take that. And then along comes by Reddit Man and Ball Girl, and then we get the next fight, which is gonna be Reddit Man versus Ball Girl, which I can't wait because Ball Girl throws balls super fucking hard, and then Reddit Man throws upvotes out of his arms.
Yeah. So we are 8 episodes into Demon Slayer.
I believe so.
We have yet to really actually meet the other 2 members of the crew.
Right?
This feels like we're super far into a shonen show without yet assembling the team.
Mm-hmm.
So
now, do you like or hate that, or neither? Because honestly,
I mean, I don't mind.
Yeah, I don't really care.
It works the way it is. It's just interesting that the the presence of the other two characters was brought up in the opening when they featured. One of them featured so minorly, and the other one basically didn't feature at all in the first almost full 12 episodes of the show.
Yeah, I definitely believe like this. It should have been for like the second opening.
Yeah,
that's where it would have fit better. Unless we meet them at the end of this like core, but who knows?
Yeah, who knows for sure? But like, I feel like we're ramping up into a pretty big fight, so I feel like this fight's probably gonna take like an episode and a half.
They might come in and help.
Maybe.
Because we have seen that they do get missions, and then one mission might be like, energy mission, go help this other demon slayer fight these two strong demons.
So
I think that's possible.
If I remember correctly, though, blonde-haired kid at the end of their, like, mountain trial was a fucking pussy.
He was a pussy, but, like, he like, wasn't... He did it.
Right, he survived.
Yeah. Well, I don't think he's a pussy. He might just be, like, anxious.
I remember him, like, freaking out about the fact that, like, he was just scared of everything now.
I think he was scared of dying, not scared of everything.
Well, yeah, he was scared of, all of the things that were trying to kill him, which were all of the things on the mountain.
Because he does have, like, he does get angry at some point in that scene where he, like, looks, like, very resolved. So maybe, like, that's just his quirk, is he's just kind of an anxious kid.
Maybe.
But, I can't wait till we get Boarman and, Pikachu.
Yeah.
God, I can't go on enough about how cool this fucking show looks.
So we know that Tanjiro has water, and Pikachu is probably going to have lightning. What is Boar going to have?
None of that shit. You know what he uses? He uses a metal rod, and that's all he fucking does. Man, he's got the strength of Boar, Nick.
You were ready for this question. Clearly you've thought about this.
Fuck elements. He's fucking like Kenpachi, where he just grabs a sword and just uses it. Fuck the Bankai.
That is a good description, realistically. He's like Kenpachi.
That's why he's got two swords. If one breaks, he just fucking uses the other one.
I can respect that.
That's Boarman for you. He might be fire.
He might be, but now I kind of just want him to be just fighting type, basically.
Yeah, just like fists or iron. That's all he uses.
Yeah.
It's possible.
His strategy is, I'll beat the shit out of you before you beat the shit out of me. Victory achieved.
The best defense is to kill you.
Exactly.
I wonder if Boarman's gonna talk, though.
I'm gonna say yes. Noises. He's gotta talk.
Okay.
We already have Nezuko for grunting noises exclusively. He has to talk. We can't have two characters whose gimmick is not talking in this show.
I was going to say that she can't talk because she's got the gag, but that's not true. We've had her without the gag. She hasn't talked.
Yeah. She just makes, like, noises.
Yeah, she does.
So if we get Nezuko and Boar Guy simultaneously not saying anything, and we have to get carried by scared Pikachu and our main character, this is going to be a show.
It might work better in manga, where, like, we're not hearing them talk.
Yeah.
But who knows?
Who knows?
But yeah, one last thing. I also can't stress enough. The scene with Muzan becoming angry is, like, so sharp, is the way I'd like to put it. He just looks sharp and, like, I wouldn't say it was edgy, but, like, well done edginess.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, he's fucking scary, man. He's a smooth criminal.
There's something about the way that his eyes, like, shift. Like, the demon's eyes all have, like, their, like, Nezuko's eyes go from, like, the normal sort of flat pink to, like, the more sharpened and defined, like, demon eye.
Yeah.
Muzan's transition from, like, his normal eye to his demon eye is fucking jarring.
With, like the black veins kind of popping out of his
Yeah.
eye.
And, like, something about, like, the way it goes from just, like, a normal, like, red-looking eye to just, like... everything about it just looks edgy.
Yeah.
And not like edgy in like an angsty way, but edgy in like it comes like fine points in his eyeball. Mm-hmm. And like it just doesn't look natural to an eye, but at the same time like conveys just how much like yeah, anger and power there is in like that look.
That is good character design.
Yeah, definitely.
This show has a lot going for it.
Also, when he bitch slapped that dude
Oh
in
my
the
God.
wall, that was fucking awesome.
He is a fucking gangster.
Dude, he bitch slapped that dude, and you immediately understood, like, oh, that guy's dead.
Yeah.
Like, his head didn't pop like a grape, but it smacked against the wall, and like, just the fact that the blood like sprayed out of it a little bit, you're like, oh, that's over.
Yep.
He's gone.
Oh,
It's full on lights out.
Muzan right now is my favorite villain of this season.
I mean, yeah.
What else? Who else is there?
Right. Hyakkimaru's brother.
I like Hyakkimaru's father. Doc Ock, we haven't seen enough about him yet.
And
Akihiko?
Akito.
Akito, sorry, not Akihiko. I've been playing Persona 3 again.
Oh, okay.
Akihiko's one of the characters. Yeah, Akito. I feel like it's an easy mistake to make because they're both very similar in names, or name-wise.
Mm-hmm.
But even let's look back to the Shield Hero. I don't like. Yeah, it does not hold a candle in terms of like villains. Right now.
Yeah, no doubt. The Shield Hero villains are the King,
the Pope at some point. I think
the Pope at some point.
That, I think
they've gotten to that at this point. I think.
Fucking not Melty. Mine.
If the Wave, technically.
If mine was like Muzan, I wouldn't mind. But mine is just a team. Is a discount Team Rocket member.
Yeah, basically.
Where's the Pikachu?
She's Jessie. If Jessie didn't have either James or Meowth to have like comedic
people
banter
to work off of.
Yeah.
No, her Meowth is fucking
get, like the shitty Jessie. Like, I'm gonna make bad plans, and I'm gonna have nobody to make jokes with about the bad plans.
Yeah, I would say so. I was like, I made this comment, but I'd like to retract it. I said that Spear Hero was Mine's Meowth, which is completely untrue because Meowth at least was fucking smart. Like, he was a Pokemon that learned how to talk. He made plans. He went through with the plans. They didn't work out, but he knew how to like keep making them. He knew how he gave it the old college try. Spear Hero, he's just there to faff around and just that's it.
And Meowth started from the bottom.
Meowth started from the bottom, and he got up there.
Meowth got fucking like he experienced discrimination. He fucking rose above it. Joined Team Rocket. Was committed to being better than the Persians. Like, dude was fucking. He was hustling.
Also, his girl left him.
Yeah, his girl left him.
After he learned how to fucking talk. Man. Bitches.
Dude was a hustler.
But, we mentioned, Akito. So let's go there. Segway.
A clean transition to Fruits Basket.
Fruits Basket. So I said that we're gonna go to the Soma State for, New Year's. Yep. We kinda do.
I even brought up several times last week. I was like, "Yeah, it sounds like it's gonna be a big event, doesn't it?"
Shigure, I now understood why you brought that up. But yeah, Shigure goes there.
Yeah, we do. Somebody shows up, at least.
But to be fair, a main thing about this is that this is supposed to be a big event, and Kyo and Yuki are both expected to be there.
Mm-hmm.
And just because of the expectation and like the fact that they've always done it, they decided to go. After we find out,
because Toru sort of leads them in that way as well.
Well, I'm also getting to that.
Okay.
At this point, Toru like finds out that her pieces of shit family members are off to go to fucking Hawaii without her because, well, I guess they're cousins, so like you don't always do stuff together. But like,
yeah,
she's alone. Whatever.
Yeah, but she also moved out of the house, so
that's true.
She's in a weird place, basically, with the family.
It is a weird place, but like...
Also, they are shitty family members, so...
Right, like, I'm just gonna say that. This is fucking shitty. Except for the grandpa, who's, like, kind of shitty sometimes, but, like, for the most part, he's kind of a cool dude.
Right.
But, he's going senile, so, you can't really trust him or count on him.
Right. And he can't do, like, everything anymore, because he's old, and his daughter probably takes care of all the finances now.
Yeah. But Wave Girl and Gangster Girl both, tell her that they can go spend the time with her, or with them. But she doesn't want to impose because, actually, as we've seen before, I think Gangster's family kind of poor, has a very small house, And then Wave Girl just has a lot of family members, so they're always bustling and hustling around.
Yeah.
Because that was, I think, part of episode 6, where she wants to go back home, I believe. Right?
I don't remember what episode it was a part of.
Well,
it was one of the early episodes. It was when they were talking about where she was going to live.
Yes. But Toru says, I'm not going to impose. It's okay. She goes back to Soma's. The Somas, are arguing whether they want to go or not. Kyo and Yuki are convinced by Toru that, they should go because they should go see their family members. And a large part of this next episode is them and their walk to the Soma estate, where they're slowly getting more and more conflicted about it. They keep talking about how they still don't really want to go, and how they kind of don't want to leave Toru alone. And finally, once they meet Wave Girl, who's just walking around, and they meet by chance. Wave Girl talks to them and tells them what they had told Toru about how she didn't want to go to her house or her friend's house, and how this will be the first year she's alone without her mom. And that's kind of what sends Yuki and Kyo over the edge, where they're like, fuck Somas, we're gonna go back home. And they go running back home. Wave Girl's like, cool, I did my job. And she goes like, damn, bitch, you're fucking crazy. And she's like, yeah, peace out. Because she also was wearing some weird gothic robe, which I really fucking liked. I like all of her costumes. Or costume? Yeah, I would say costumes. You usually call them costumes with movies and stuff.
Sure.
But yeah, she goes like, I'll fucking deal with Akito and all that shit. So he goes over there. Yuki and Kyo go back home. Toru's surprised because, she's also crying because she's alone on New Year's, completely alone without her mom. It's just not fucking fun. But they'll finally get together, and they decide to have a little udon New Year's Eve noodle eating thing. I don't know. It's a thing I guess people do in Japan.
I guess one of the New Year's traditions. I guess
to eat noodles, which it kind of makes sense. I have this tradition where you have to eat grapes. Do you do that?
No, we do black-eyed peas.
Huh, weird. Let's do some culture exploration here. For New Year's Eve, what Latin America, or at least what I do, and I'm Latin American, is I think we get 12 grapes, and we have to eat each of them and make 12 wishes at midnight.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we drink champagne.
We do not do midnight because my parents are old as fuck and don't stay up that late. But on New Year's for dinner, we make black-eyed peas, and you have to have exactly a single spoonful of black-eyed peas while you make your New Year's resolution for it to come true.
Huh, alright, that's okay.
Yep. If you eat more than one spoonful of black-eyed peas, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're fucked. Yeah. You fucked up your New Year's resolution, you'll never succeed. Mm-hmm. So you have to have exactly one spoonful of black-eyed peas.
So can you just use a really big spoon?
Yes, basically. So you can use any size spoon you want, but you have to fully eat the one spoonful in order for your New Year's resolution. And you have to make your New Year's resolution and then eat the black-eyed peas.
Okay. Well, define spoonful. Can you eat multiple bites of a spoonful? Let's say you're using a ladle, because I don't think you can eat a single ladle of black-eyed peas in a single go.
Well, we've never used a ladle before, so I don't know if the full rule set to this one. We've always used a
fairly big spoon,
a serving or not a serving spoon, but like a soup spoon kind of thing.
Okay.
And you take one soup spoon, which you could place the full thing into your mouth and eat the full thing of black-eyed peas in one bite.
I gotcha.
Yep.
Culture.
There you go. It's different for different people.
Yep. So we also get a scene with Shigure going to the Soma State. And now, I think this is my favorite scene, where Shigure walks into Akito's room, and he's dramatically draped over, I think, the windowsill. And it reminded me of, a stereotypically drawn woman in one of those Renaissance paintings where she's, fainting. And she's just so melodramatic about everything. She's like, oh, woe is me, Yuki isn't here.
Yep.
So that was funny. And then we get, a very harsher moment with Shigure, where he's like, ha, fuck you, Akito. You reap what you fucking sow, bitch.
Yeah. Not in so many words as how Brennan has described it, but basically those words.
But, he has that, anger, eye to hit. Shigure looks like a villain, is the only way I can put it. He has those sharp eyes. So it makes me like not want to trust him because he's had those like moments before where he's like seemed very two-faced, and this is one of those moments where like he's very happy around Kyo and Toy, and he just like looks like so. He doesn't look angry. He looks very controlled and like happy, but with like a grimace. What's the right word for it? I'm not sure what the right word for it is, but like he has that sinister smile while he's watching Akito just like melodramatically cry on the floor.
I mean, it is a good way of describing Akito's like position against the wall or the windowsill.
Yeah.
He was very, as you said, draped dramatically against it. It was a good description of it. But we also got to see, as we reached the Soma state, we got to meet one new member of the Soma family in
the white-haired kid. I don't think we know his name.
I don't think we do, but I'll just tell you it's Haru.
Haru? Okay. Is he Snake?
Nope.
Damn.
Do you remember what his hair color was?
White.
That was half of it, yeah.
White and black?
So, it was white and black, yeah. It's black around the sides, mostly on the back.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you could really see it.
Well, his hair is also up, so is he a rooster?
No.
I don't think a panda.
It has to do with his white and black hair, though. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, tiger?
Nope.
Oh, I was thinking of the tiger from Jackie Chan, where the talisman is the yin yang. White and black.
It's even more obvious than that.
All right, hold on. Let me like put a little marker here because I'm gonna think about this.
Okay, go for it.
White and black. Goat?
Nope.
Damn. Okay, at this point, like, I'm reading through them, so just tell me.
He is ox, as represented by cow.
Ah, okay. See, it was between ox and goat.
Okay.
It was between one of those farm animals.
Yeah.
I think those are Berenstein cows. Berenstein cows are usually white and black. I don't remember.
I think Holsteins.
I think Berenstein's a type of bear.
Yeah. Specifically, it's the storybook kind of bear.
No, Bernstein cows are a thing. Wait, are they? No, they're not. Bernstein, I think, is a area in Scotland where some of these bears are. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, Bernstein, nothing. I think I was thinking of Holstein. Did not spell that right? Yep, Holsteins are that's the Holstein.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways,
back to ABC.
Yeah, cut back. Yes. So he's a fucking ox, or a cow.
He's the zodiac ox as represented by the animal cow.
Why not just an ox? So oxes are real.
You'll find out more about him next episode.
Oh, is he like very docile?
That has to do with parts of his personality.
Huh.
You'll find out more about him next episode, and like, I think you also start to find out about his backstory. But basically, like, part of his backstory is that
he was on a farm.
It wasn't that he was on a farm, but like, you know the whole story about the Zodiac, how the rat rode on the back of the cow and then jumped across the finish line first to be first to the feast. So he basically, like, he feels resentment towards Yuki as the rat for because people think that all cows or all of the ox zodiacs are stupid because of that.
Oh, okay, and that's another reason why he wanted to fight Yuki.
Mm-hmm.
Because
he feels like resentment towards him still.
Okay.
So he
That's
starts
a shame. Cows are smart animals.
But we got Toru. She'll fix him up at some point, somehow, some way. We know she'll come through for us.
Yo, bitch, suck it up. It was a fucking story. God.
Dude, that'd be awesome if Toru had like a tough love episode.
I don't think she's possible. Like, her character's like not designed that way.
No, I don't remember there being a tough love episode. Like, no joke, I don't remember one. So I don't think there is one. But like, if later in the series, like in this, episodes I haven't seen before, if there is a tough love episode, that would be awesome.
We'll find out in 40 episodes.
Yeah.
Within 40 episodes. So after we get Akihiko's thing with Shigure, we cut back. to the little New Year's Eve that the two Kyo, Yuki, and Toru are having, where they're just having fun. Her friend calls her to check up on her, to make sure everything's okay. And then they spend the rest of New Year's waiting for the sun to come up on the roof, where they make wishes.
Yep.
And then Kyo, like an absolute fucking spaz, yells out his wish.
Yeah, but it's very on brand for Kyo.
Yeah, hence he's an absolute spaz.
He is an absolute spaz. It was also absolutely it looked super unsafe for them to be standing on that roof. That roof just does not look stable enough for that to happen.
Slippery as shit.
Yeah. I was fully expecting somebody to just as the sun came up, completely eat shit off the roof.
Oh, then they had to fuck up their jaw. Ugh, that would suck. So yeah, once again we get another fairly emotional. All these episodes have been fairly emotional. They've always had some sort of melancholy to them. Because in this one we have Toru's just we have us realizing Toru is really upset that she's alone, but just doesn't want to admit it. Last episode we had Hattori and his whole thing with not being able to stay with his girlfriend / want their fiance. So we get more.
I feel like a lot of the episodes with, I don't know about all of them, but the episodes with Toru's problems, or that deal with Toru's emotional issues, because she does have a lot of emotional issues because of her dead parents. They feel like they're so much more impactful because in every other regard in the show, she is the glowing light bulb that fixes everybody else's problem. Yeah, so watching her be sad is emotionally devastating, I think, or more emotionally impactful than other characters at times.
I'll say for the most part, that's probably true. That rings true.
Mm-hmm. And it's not I'm not saying that as, I don't want it to sound like I'm saying that as other characters' emotional issues aren't as good. It's just that watching the character who's supposed to be the happiest, make everybody else happy, solve everybody else's problems, watching them struggle feels so much more impactful to see, because there's nobody you can count on as oh, this person will come along and fix it, because Toru is the one who fixes everybody else.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
But yeah, and it was watching them burst back into the house and see Toru as she's sad and crying over her dead mom and her first New Year's alone it was emotional, and it was very well done. It was a good payoff to these mad dash back.
Is it weird if I just thought, oh, that sucks? I understood that it was a very emotional moment, but when I saw it, I'm like, oh yeah, that would suck.
It's not weird. It's a very flat reaction on your part, but it's not overly weird, I guess.
Yeah. But
it's not worryingly weird.
Ha! Girl, get over it. Who would say that? So that was Fruits Basket this episode. Glowing recommendations so far.
Absolutely.
Yeah, always. What a strong season. People kept saying this season was bad. Fuck all of them. Drop Sword or Shield Hero and fucking watch this shit.
Yeah. And according to Brandon, Attack on Titan Season 3.
Oh my god, so fucking good.
I still need to catch up with that. Has it continued getting better after that episode that everybody jerked off about how good it was?
I did not watch this episode. Well, I didn't watch today's episode. Because, yeah, last episode was just amazing.
Okay.
It's been... all these episodes I'm watching, feel, what's the right word for it? There's a good payoff to them, I feel. There's a build-up and then the payoff, and it makes sense. I like it. The animation is awesome. One thing that, to bring back Game of Thrones and why everyone was up with that, was there were a lot of fights in Game of Thrones, big strategic fights. And they kind of want to see people, work through, the strategy behind, moving people around and, trying to figure out what's going on. And they felt that, the Night's Watch fight, or war, sucked because like it didn't have that because they felt like people were making bad decisions. And this one, like they get into like what they have to do to get out of this problem, like in depth. They show like graphs and and like little battle plans and somewhat cutesy looking like infographics, which don't really fit like how dire the situation really is. And it's just so fucking cool because like they're all working like through. They're basically both sides are working through like the same similar problems. Like one side, you know, has it's basically like a game of like cool, like chess. Like it's very enthralling, mixed in with like a lot of cool action and great emotional moments as well. So like so far, it's been great.
Huh.
I hope it continues this way.
All right, that's good.
I fucking love Attack on Titan.
Maybe it'll finally motivate me to catch up.
Season 2 is definitely kind of a push yourself through it, and then Season 3 happens.
Okay. That's disappointing.
Although I thought Season 2 was just fine. There were some cool... You get Titan MMA, and that's like the coolest shit ever.
Oh, okay. Alright.
And then you get like a couple of emotional moments here and there. But anyways, that was a quick spiel about Attack on Titan, how everyone should watch it. I've also been watching We Don't Study. I don't remember. And it's you know, your standard harem garbage.
Oh,
we finally got Teacher to show up, which I was happy about. But she wasn't in this episode.
So I remember that show. I think you showed me the poster for it.
Yeah. Once again, Teacher, best character ever.
Right.
Fucking love her.
I know what you're there for.
I'm there for the teacher. For any like scene with the teacher, I have to slog through every other like fucking garbage girl, just for that fucking teacher.
All these other garbage bitches getting in the way.
With that said, I would like. I guess it's time for us to sell out. I would like to sell on behalf of Alex, who's not here today. I'm pretty sure he has Verizon, so I'd like to sell out to Verizon for continually dropping his internet over and over again and doing nothing about it. Even though Alex is supposed to call them, but you know, I can still be mad about you not doing anything about it. Fuck Verizon or Comcast, whoever he has. I don't know.
In the spirit of Memorial Day, I'm going to sell out to Rolling Thunder, who is apparently doing their final ride. They did their final ride today, and is apparently not going to do the next year's Memorial Day demonstration.
Wait, what?
Yeah, apparently there's this like whole thing. I don't really understand it. It has something to do with like private chapters and membership dues and stuff.
Oh.
But apparently it's like just super fucked up, basically.
The bureaucracy got to them.
Yeah. So apparently they're not doing the ride ever again, but that will likely not be true, and they'll probably do the ride next year.
I would have like guessed that they would like the population that like does that would have slowly start to like stop doing it because they just got older.
So,
but I guess like they bring in new people.
Last year they brought in over the reports are there's not like a confirmed head count for how many people did Rolling Thunder last year, but the estimate is 500,000 people.
Wow, that's a lot. Okay, is it growing?
Yes. As far as I can tell, yes, it is growing every year.
I guess like it's just a thing. I guess it is just like an event that people can always just pick up.
Yeah, and like anybody who lives, or a lot of people who live in this area and are like particularly patriotic, will probably participate since it's on Sunday of Memorial Day weekend, and so like you don't have work, you have a bike, you go hang out with all of your biker friends, and you get to show up for Rolling Thunder with a whole bunch of other guys who really like bikes, and also show up for the cause of prisoners of war and MIA.
Oh, that's cool.
So it is a really solid organization, and I, you know, with a noble goal of bringing attention to those who were, you know, lost at war, essentially. And I'm sad to see them do the ride for the final time. I also got to see their ride. Specifically, the reason why I'm selling out to them was on my way to work today. I was on 66 going west, and they had shut down 66 going east into the city because it's like their ride takes them around the Pentagon and into Arlington and a whole bunch of like other places. So they were riding in on 66 East. As I was going into my first client for the day, I saw them going by. Like they'd already started going by on 66 East, so I saw that like part of the procession, as I left, over an hour and a half later, they were still going down 66 East.
That's why they call it Rolling Thunder.
Yeah. So there was a huge amount of people for how many people there were and for how long it was going on. I'm not surprised that reports are 500,000.
I mean, it's still possible that like some people could still do it, right? Well, no, because like it takes a lot of logistics to do that.
It takes a lot of logistics, and like they have to shut down like huge stretches of DC and 66, and have like a police escort to like make sure that nobody gets on 66 and disrupts this. So I mean, it's a huge undertaking to do this.
Yeah. What I think will still happen is people will just show up with their bikes anyways.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we might not have the actual event of Rolling Thunder.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
It is.
I remember back when I used to live on Lee Highway.
Mm-hmm.
Every Memorial Day weekend, like I would just hear a bunch of fucking cars every fucking like all through the night as they were coming in for that. Yeah. Not so much anymore because this route isn't really taking that much.
Yeah. And they start earlier now, I think.
Mm-hmm. Well, that was episode 62 of ABC. Thank you for listening.
I have nothing to say to my audience because Brandon always yells at me.
Oh, well, I'm Brandon. I forgot. We got to do the outros. I'm Brandon.
I'm Nick.
Yay!
Whee!